sometimes when you have a person with special needs in the family, you are afraid that they will just be on the receiving end for the rest of their lives.
They'll be dependent.
That's the word, that they will be dependent for life. And what we are trying to do with this fellowship is to show you that they actually can bring something to the table. And I think with the last fellow, that was really clear that, this is a person who's going to do some great things in life, because he was able to communicate quite clearly what he wanted, what he was good at, what he wasn't good at. He was able to contribute to the space. His presence was felt, his absence was felt.
Yes.
And as there's also another thing that also in the process of learning and in the process of the fellowship, he also discovered things about himself that he previously did not know, areas of strength that he did not know before. So a lot can happen in those 4 months. We achieved actually a lot more than we expected we would in those 4 months.
Were even able to identify what they would like to do after?
Yes,
Yeah.
actually, I was one of his goal was to be social, and I'm telling you, it became so social that I got to know that he's so much of a joker. He can make good jokes and people laugh, and it's true. People would miss him when he's not there, and in fact, the staff there keep asking, when are we getting another, another
Lovely.
fellow?
That's lovely.
Yes.
That's really
And
nice.
it's amazing.
Yes.
It's actually amazing that you'll find that these fellows in their homes may not come out
To show that.
Yes,
Yes,
they'll not come out to
yes.
show it. But now when you put them in such an environment, I'm sure even the parents were shocked. They were like, really? Did he do that? Eh? Yeah, so I think that's a good thing. The other question I had, and as an interested parent, because my child is a young adult, so just know that we will be knocking at your door soon. But just out of curiosity, I know as a parent, if my child fits in well in something like this, I may want to continue with you. How is that? What do you follow currently? Is that opportunity there, or is there some continuity or partnerships that you're considering, so that in case they have to leave, because of course you have to give the opportunity to other fellows, are there some partnerships that you are considering to partner with, maybe for continuity of these fellows?
Like referring them to different
Yes,
organizations. Apparently, what we have done so far, because we've had one, yeah, and we are going to have others coming on. We've been writing a resume, like yes, whereby we highlight their strength. We highlight like it's kind of a CV of this fellow, which they can send if they're applying for a job. They can put there. We state the things that they've been doing, the things that they have been very good at, and what has fostered them to be excelling in what they are doing. So far that's what we have done. But also I believe, because as we have also the barista training that we have some of our students, when they finish and there is space, they apply. So even them, they have the opportunity to apply if there is an opportunity for them, if they see they can do the job, because ENDIRO is welcoming, it's inclusive, there's no problem.
That's very
Okay.
exciting.
Right, thank you. Thank you all. I think I just picked on some things you said that I would like to, and I don't know, you can say no, Patricia's here and you. But you talked about a contract you're signing with this individual fellow, and then you also talked about their objective or their goals. And I'm very curious about that, because those are good things. But my question then is, who is privy to the contract? Because remember, with neurodiversity, we're making an assumption that they can read the terms and conditions of a contract and understand it. Are parents signing on the contracts? Is that something that we're
Yes.
doing? Parents are
Yes,
very good.
especially in scenarios where the fellow does not have the capacity, the like contract capacity basically, to enter into that, because everything has to be above board for sure. And that's why when I mentioned that it's a family-based thing, I didn't want to exclude those that might not have that setting, but it's very much a family-based thing. We need guardians, parents, the carers, the caregivers of that fellow are definitely involved in every single stage of recruitment, every single aspect, every single piece of feedback is given, with the parent and such, so that they are involved in the process, so that they also know how to should I say, continue with certain things after the program, so that they also open their minds to several other spaces that they could possibly work in. I think what is also important for everybody to note is that somebody having special needs does not make them less of a person. So already they should be included in workspaces. It is just that capacity is different for most of them, and therefore we are talking about where can they. So now that's why we're putting the onus on the workspaces to consider flexible, terms for them. So it's a very, very strong reference when they are in the fellowship. But of course, after said fellowship, then the legal terms also change. So they would have to now transition into a whole full-blown employment contract, which is a whole other ball game. But it's not impossible. I think the fact that they would have entered into these other terms for the short, fellowship is already an example, or it already tells the fact that they can now transition into full employment. There are so many jobs in this Uganda that have short term, that are that are that are flexible, and I think also one of the things that ENDIRO is doing by working with us in this program is it's showing the parents not to be too closed-minded in terms of what employment means for your child. So when there's a coffee shop that is willing to take on your child as an employee, it also means that there could be other spaces where your child is going to actually add value to the business, but you just need to be a little more open-minded. So, maybe we branch out of the traditional engineer, lawyer, doctor, that accountant. There's also success in other fields, and they are actually. I mean, Claire will give us some more light on this at a time. But those spaces that are less tense and less, should I say, boxed in, seem to be a lot better for people who are on the spectrum and people with special needs.
I'm happy you mentioned the bit of the parents being flexible, but I want to also apply that to the employers, because now employers are looking for professionals, but now we need to, the companies need to now have that adjustment, that flexibility. Because I know lately most companies are saying inclusivity for the disabled, but this is a disabled who can get a degree from university. But that is not what it is for some of our fellows. So I like that you mentioned that the parents should open up their minds, and so should employers, so that we open up this space for even somebody who may not be able to get a degree, but is very good at a certain skill.
Yeah, like when we say diversity, let's actually mean it. Let's not make it difficult then for people to enter these spaces and then call ourselves, diverse.
Or inclusive, yes. I like what you said, Irene, about that. I think the onus then is on us And with a program like this and what Patricia is doing, to continue to raise awareness. But I believe also that organizations need to invite more of such talks within their organization, because most people will have heard of autism, but they don't really know what it is. So there's a bit of a fear behind their not thinking of what jobs they can do. So if you don't ever go to them and say, but you know that individuals with autism can go into the stockroom and organize it
Exactly.
because of their need for structure.
Yes.
They will create structure out of that space like you can't believe. Their need for routines. If you want somebody to lock and open the gate, they will open it and lock it at that time. When you say nobody comes in after 8, nobody will come in after 8. Religiously, they stick class. So there are certain things that they can do, of course, within reason.
Yes.
So I think organizations also need to be open to inviting such conversations into their workspaces with their HR departments. This is what we do. How can we position somebody in these roles? I think that's the greater discussion that I think then can have. And then objectives for each individual. How are they going to be assessed? How are they going to be paid? I think those are the things that are important. I just want to ask, I don't know if it did happen, but how ready you are for children or individuals, fellows with autism who might be overwhelmed. What did you do with this fellow? Or did such moments come up? Because I think a parent sitting out there is thinking, my child, my Susan, my Tom. Tom will reach there and want to eat the chicken. Susan will be sipping on the juice of the guests. Or the other one likes lining up folks. When you line, they'll say, they'll throw a temper tantrum. Or somebody likes counting and, how did you handle that if it came up? Or what are your thoughts on that for the fellows that you're going to get? Both of you, this is to both you, Patricia.
Because it will come.
Because it will come.
If it hasn't come,
yeah, because that's why parents might say, I'll not go for that program. I know my child, because this is going to happen. So how ready or what was the experience like? If
Maybe I'll give from the planning, and then she'll give the real experience that she went through. So while we were planning with ENDIRO, we factored in that aspect, and we decided to consider having the fellows come in at off-peak. Is it off-peak? That's the word. Off-peak hours, so that there's not too much buzz. So if you noticed, she mentioned Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. So no weekends. So that, no afternoons, no weekends. So when they are, first of all, they have the energy to work. So usually that's morning. Usually that's morning. And then also the 4 hours, you'll be amazed how quickly they go by. It's not a very long time. And then, of course, there's the spacing in between so that there's not too much monotony in terms of them experiencing the work. And also, one of the things that we promised ourselves we would do is learn as we went along. Because much as we plan and we do everything that first of all, we had to learn the fellow and adapt to the needs of the fellow. That was one thing that was clear. And even the staff members knew that. And then the other thing was, every fellow is different, because everybody with a special need is different, because everybody is different.
Exactly.
So we also factored that in and knew that, just because maybe we were great with the first one and we've now understood the patterns and what, we're very aware that with the next fellow it will be afresh. It's like we'll be doing it a whole new set of a whole new experience with that person. So those are at least in terms from the planning end, that was what we were looking to do. And even when certain things needed to be adjusted, that was what was informing the adjustment. So maybe Hannah can give some. I don't know if she experienced
any moments where there was a hiccup or a stumble, the fellow, Yes.
One of the things that usually we say is that take a break. If you feel we give them breaks. So if you feel like now you're starting to, you take a break. However, before they start on job, we have to go through the different training modes, like model it. This is how you do this. This is how it's supposed to be done. And we do it like almost for a whole week. We repeat it today, we repeat it the next time you come, we repeat it. So by the time now they are to engage, they are already into the system.
And I think it's also important to, especially for parents, like it's important for them to know that ENDIRO itself has been working with qualified occupational therapists
Yes.
to teach them, and even as staff members, they've had training on special needs and training with said occupational therapists. So not just them coming in to teach like Hannah and her team who are going to work closely with, but the entire organization also to learn about special needs, different special needs, and how, because they are also aware that not only are we looking at including them in the workspace, but they also have them as customers time and time again. So it's something that they are very aware of, and they're skilling the members of staff. So there's a lot of patience that she has exhibited in the training, and even in just having them in the workspace so they can be more comfortable.
Yeah, like I'm a psychologist, so
Psychologist. You should have started there. That the children are in safe hands. Oh wow.
I'm really excited, and I really want to shout out this message. I don't know. I feel like taking this
Model.
this interview to as many workplaces as possible, so they get the message. Because I think this is really strong, and we really appreciate.
It's actually making me I'm feeling very happy
and
and hopeful for the countless children who can benefit from this if more people took it up.
I think when organizations think about including people with special needs in their spaces, they think that we're asking for a desk and like a laptop, and that we feel that that's when our people will be valued. No, just like Irene said, people with special needs have other abilities as well. We might not have many who have gone on to graduate into professional courses and stuff, but like she said, many of them like structure, so they're very orderly and they're very good at organizing spaces. So they're good with archives, they're good with, some of them are really good with cleaning, some of them are really good with time check situations, some of them are very good with software and computers and such. Many of the jobs that are on the back end of things, now I'm speaking outside of the coffee shop situation, and let's say we're looking at like a bank or somewhere that they have particular formal roles and things. There's other spaces within those workplaces that a person with special needs can also shine. And just like ENDIRO is taking one at a time, giving them 4 months at a time, even other organizations can consider just doing 4 months in the year and doing one fellow a year. It still counts for a lot, because the percentage of people in the country who have special needs is quite high. And like we said earlier, there are so many young children who are being, considered. And every time we talk about autism, at the forefront of it, we have the young people, because we've been dealing with diagnosis. How do you do after what? But now, at least for the viewers of this channel, we believe that now we have grown past that. And now we're thinking, what next? How do we equip our children? So also knowing that there are certain opportunities such as this, even while we have continuously tasked ourselves with the whole idea of let's create the job opportunities and such, let it also be known to the other organizations, the MCNs and stuff, that they can also create spaces for these people to thrive in. And that way, if I have my child that has been diagnosed and there's all these other things, I also know that in future, they can also be included at ENDIRO, they can be included in another place of work, as that they can be someone of value to society, and they can be independent, or at least slightly so. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies, shall we bring this to a close? I know it's a deeper conversation, but, and I think we've said so much. I want to thank you, Hannah, for coming onto the show. I want to thank you, Patricia, for bringing Hannah, and AAU, Autism Awareness Uganda, for partnering with ENDIRO. It's such a beautiful program. I think whoever has listened, whoever watches it, gets hope.
Yeah.
It gives them hope that my child can do something, that a journey is starting, that you people are sowing, you're planting a seed, that in future it's going to spread. So you're planting the seed at the right time, because there's a huge backlog. I'm speaking now from the education space.
Yeah.
There's so many children that are coming through that pipeline, and we have to be ready to position and place them somewhere.
Yes.
Yes, they may not get degrees. Yes, they may not be accountants, but they can do so many other things. They may not be verbal, but someone like that can sit or be in the background, like you said, fill in a computer. If it's a hospital, do beds, do laundry, do packaging. If it's a factory, do packaging. If it's a supermarket, yes, there are so many things. If it's a restaurant, go into the kitchen, as you've said. Some who are more social, yes, can do the serving, or the welcoming, the greeting and seating.
Yes.
There's so much that we can think about for them. So I think our call then is to organizations out there to start to think about it. And then it is also going to give employment to many other people. You've heard she's a psychologist. You need occupational therapists. You might need the assistants who go with them. You might need speech therapists in these spaces as well. And our society becomes better for it. So let us know what you think in the comments. Have you been touched by this episode? Would you like us to take it another way? Are there any other questions or feedback that you have? But above all, we hope that you've gotten a glimmer of some light at the end of that tunnel that is seeming so deep. To that parent who has an 18-year-old or a child who's 14 and is thinking and is beginning to panic, I think even we ourselves as the families can start to advocate. Every one of us knows a friend who has a restaurant, who has like a supermarket, who has like a duka down the road. We can go and tell them, let my child come and do work here. Let my child come and sit there for 2 hours. Yes. And I think what has been happening as Patricia is dipping, and you give a stipend, this child feels important. They feel valuable. Yes. And I think that's what we're trying to give for them. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Please share widely, like our channel, and subscribe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.